Chapter 9. The Crawl Space. It ain't just fast, it's smart. Bent Horn went quiet again, but it wasn't peace. It was that thick, ugly silence that crawled up your back and whispered in your ear like it knew your secrets. People wasn't talking. Not even the crickets had shit to say. Every screen door stayed shut. Every porch light flickered like it was scared to stay on too long. The creature had taken its toll. Bent Horn wasn't just haunted. It was hunted. Tanisha Watts knew better than to sleep like nothing was outside. After Junior got gutted screaming with half his lung still hanging out his mouth, she stayed strapped with a box cutter in her scrub pocket and a 12 gauge under her bed. But tonight, she wasn't even home. She'd gone to check on her Auntie Marva, a hard-ass 70-year-old who ran her block like a prison warden with a switch. Marva had gone missing earlier that day, left the porch light on, and her dinner cold in the microwave. Tanisha found the front door cracked open like a bad omen. "Fuck!" she hissed, tightening her hoodie and stepping in, heart jackhammering. No blood, no drag marks. But something was off. Air smelled stale, like old copper and mildew and rot behind walls. She crept through the house, every floorboard popping like it was trying to snitch. Kitchen was empty. Bedroom, same. Bathroom had the shower curtain torn down like someone had fought a ghost in there. Still no sign of Marva. Tanisha stood there in the hallway, breath held, eyes locked on the half-open basement door. It was pitch black. No sounds, no draft, just off. She wouldn't go down there, her mind said. She ain't stupid like folks in them horror movies. Except then she heard it. Tanisha. Her whole body iced up. The voice was low, raspy, sounded like Auntie Marva, but slurred, slowed down, glitching. "Tanisha," it said again. Her mouth went dry. Her grip on the box cutter tightened so hard her knuckles cracked. "Marva," she called out. No answer. The voice came again. "Down here!" "That ain't her," her gut screamed. "That ain't her." And that's when she bolted. Not out the door, down, into the crawl space. She knew her aunt kept a hidden hatch under the laundry room in case shit ever hit the fan. It was just tall enough to crouch in, maybe 5 feet high, full of dust, black widows and old boxes. But it had a sliding lock from the inside. She kicked the hatch open, dropped in, and yanked it shut. Inside, it was dark as sin. Musty. Earthy. Dirt floor. One battery lantern hanging from a nail gave off just enough glow to keep her from losing her mind. And then she heard it again. "Tanisha!" But it was right above her. She slapped a hand over her mouth. The wood creaked under weight. She could hear the thing's breath, low, wet, like a dog with lungs full of mucus. Then silence. For hours. It didn't leave. It stalked. It waited. It scratched once. Just once. Real slow. Nails on the hatch door, like it was writing its name in hell. Then came the whispering. Different voices now. Not just Marva's. It mimicked old ones. Her mama. Her dead brother. Her first boyfriend from high school who OD'd on prom night. One after another, like it had downloaded her trauma and was remixing it. "Tanisha. Open up. I'm cold. Tanisha, don't you love me? Tanisha, I know what you did." She sobbed silently, pulling her knees to her chest, rocking like a damn orphan. It was smart. It was fucking smart. Then came the giggle. A child's giggle. Tanisha lost it. She smashed the lantern off the wall, grabbed a loose pipe, and readied herself. She was gonna die swinging. But then, boom, gunshot upstairs. A second boom, then footsteps, heavy, fast. "Tanisha, you down there?" Redbone. His voice was like salvation in a flask. She unlocked the hatch, threw it open, and was yanked up into Redbone's arms. His shirt was blood-stained. His knife was still dripping. His breath smelled like rot gut and rage. "That thing was waiting on you," he growled. "Ain't never seen it do that before." She nodded, eyes still wide. It knew me. He stared at her like he already knew that part. It's using the sewer tunnels. House connects straight to one. That's how it's moving around so slick. Tanisha swallowed hard. We ain't dealing with a monster. We dealing with something smarter than all of us. Redbone nodded. Damn right. And it just made its first mistake. Redbone's truck roared like an angry mule as it barreled down 5th Street, engine rattling and shotgun shells clinking in the glove box like loose teeth. Tanisha sat beside him, dirt still caked under her nails, the stench of crawl space rot clingy as sin. Her chest was tight, but she kept her grip steady on the Mossberg pump Redbone handed her. Her fingers itched, not from fear, from rage. I was in there for hours, she muttered. That bitch knew every name, every goddamn voice. Redbone flicked his cigarette out the cracked window. It's testing you, seeing how much fear it can pump into your bones before you break. That thing learns fast. Too fast, she whispered. And it ain't just copying voices, it knew stuff. Personal shit, stuff nobody should know. They rolled past the dark husk of the old Feed and Seed. The doors had been boarded since '98, but now the plywood hung like loose teeth. Something had clawed it from the inside out. Redbone's eyes tracked the shadows. Whatever it is, it ain't just killing for food no more. It's hunting, terrorizing. This is sport now. Smoke was waiting at the shop when they pulled up. His face was stone. The shotgun in his lap looked freshly cleaned, but his boots were muddy as hell. You get her out? He asked, already knowing the answer. Redbone gave a single nod. It wanted her. Bad. Smoke stood, jaw twitching. Then we gotta stop letting it choose the game. They went inside the garage. K-Doll sat on the floor near a pile of maps, red marker stains on her fingers and fire in her eyes. Whole sewer grid runs under Bent Horn like a goddamn snake pit, she said without looking up. Every kill? All within 2 blocks of these main lines. She tapped circles with an X drawn through them. Tanisha pointed at one in the lower corner. That's Auntie Marva's. Exactly, K-Doll snapped. It ain't teleporting, it's tunneling. Sewer grates, storm drains, crawl spaces, it's using all of it. Redbone pulled a whiskey bottle from under the workbench, took a swig, and passed it. So we got a map. We got patterns. Only thing left is a plan. Smoke leaned over the map, eyes scanning like he was reading scripture. We force it underground, trap the sewer gate, burn it. We don't come back up till it's ash. That's suicide, Tanisha said. That thing can see in pitch black, smell through concrete. Then we light the fucking dark. K-Doll tossed a bag on the table. It rattled. Propane tanks, flares, chains, and a gas can. We ain't waiting for no daylight. We take it tonight. By midnight, they were suited like war was breathing down their necks. Black hoodies, taped sleeves, flashlights bolted to chest rigs. Smoke carried 2 machetes strapped to his back. Redbone had jury-rigged a flamethrower from a pressure washer and a propane tank. Tanisha carried the double barrel with slugs long as her fingers. They dropped into the tunnel behind the high school gym, one of the main arteries K-Doll traced. The stink hit instantly. Sewage, mold, and blood long since dried. The concrete walls oozed with damp. Lights low, Smoke whispered. We ain't chasing it. We letting it come. The tunnel stretched black in both directions. Every few feet they passed another ladder hatch leading to the surface. K-Doll marked each with red chalk. Then they heard it. Soft dripping, not water. Viscous. Drip, drip, plop. Redbone raised the flamethrower. Tanisha clicked off the safety. They crept forward, boots splashing through ankle-high shit water. Then they saw it. A pile. Not just guts. Bodies. Folded, bent in impossible ways. Some fresh, some already blackened with rot. All piled in a twisted heap like trash. And on top? A baby doll. Its eyes gouged, belly torn open. I'm gonna be sick, K-Doll gagged. Smoke moved closer. No, you not. This what it wanted us to see. This the bait. That means it's close. Something clicked in the dark. Not footsteps, not claws. Teeth, a mouth opening, and the air changed. Got hot, humid, like breath from a furnace. Then the voice, K-Doll's voice, perfect. Smoke. Help me. It hurts. They all froze. The voice moved behind them now. Tanisha. Why'd you leave me? Then a scream. Redbone whipped the flamethrower toward the sound and let loose a jet of fire. The tunnel lit orange for a split second, and in that flicker, they saw it. Hunched. Skin translucent and pulsing. No eyes, no lips, just rows of inner mouth teeth and ribs that flexed like gills. Organs hung like lanterns in its gut, still glowing with half-digested life. It screeched, ran, fast, so goddamn fast. Smoke sprinted after it. Don't lose it. K-Doll and Tanisha followed. Redbone reloaded fuel as he ran. The tunnel veered left, then split. Smoke turned right. Dead end. Shit, he shouted. It was gone, but it left something. On the wall, smeared in blood, were the words, I learn, I listen, I last. Smoke stared at the blood message until it blurred in his vision. The words weren't just smeared, they were drawn, careful, precise. That thing didn't just know how to kill. It knew how to scare the fuck out of people. I learn, I listen, I last. That wasn't animal shit. That was psychological warfare. Redbone caught up, huffing hard, flame hose dripping propane. We're chasing our tails, he growled. It led us down here just to play. Like a cat with its food. Tanisha nodded, face twisted. It's smart, but it ain't perfect. It ran. That means it felt fear, or pain. K-Doll stepped forward, face stone cold. Then we give it more of both. They regrouped in the side chamber. Old water treatment control room, long since rusted to hell. One busted console still blinked, powered by God knows what. The creature hadn't just lived down here. It claimed it. The walls were scratched with more words. Your guts are music. You taste like screams. The sky birthed me. Smoke stepped back, heart hammering. It writes. Redbone looked grim. It remembers. Tanisha reached into her satchel and pulled out a flare. Then let's give it something it won't forget. They spread out, each setting makeshift traps, rusted tripwire, broken glass, gasoline-soaked rags. K-Doll wired her phone to a car battery she'd hauled down herself. When it rang, it sparked. It wasn't science. It was war. Hours passed. No sound but their own breath. No movement but the slow drip of shit water echoing like a countdown. Then came the click. Redbone whipped around. Tripwire on Tunnel 3. Flashlight beams whipped left. Tunnel 3 curved into darkness. Another click. Then a soft squelch. Then laughter. High. Childlike. From behind them. It doubled back, Smoke shouted. They spun just as the thing lunged from the ceiling. It crashed onto Redbone first, claws ripping through his vest. Tanisha fired, slug to the ribs. Crack! The beast shrieked, spun, caught her across the chest with a backhand that flung her into the wall like a rag doll. K-Doll threw the flare. Direct hit. Fire kissed its skin, and it screamed, loud and long like metal scraped against sole. Smoke rushed forward with both machetes. Come on then, he roared. Steel met slime. One blade bit into translucent gut, the other into its thigh. Acid blood sprayed, catching Smoke in the neck. He grunted, muscles twitching as it sizzled. But he didn't stop. He slammed a boot into the thing's chest and shoved one machete straight through its ribs. It shrieked. K-Doll hit it again with fire. Redbone crawled up, bloodied, grabbed the phone rig, called it. It sparked. Boom. The explosion wasn't big, but it was bright. Enough to blind the thing and throw it backward into the shit water, howling. Smoke dove after it, landing in the filth. He got one hand on its shoulder, slammed it into the concrete wall once, twice, 3 times, until its shrieking turned to gurgles. But it still moved. The damn thing wouldn't stop. It slammed its head back into Smoke's face, busting his lip, dazing him. He staggered. That's when Tanisha rose, shirt torn, nose bleeding, cocked the double barrel with one hand and roared, "Eat this, motherfucker!" Boom. Point blank. The creature's head snapped back. Part of its face peeled away, exposing pulsating nerves. Still not dead. Redbone scrambled to his feet. "K-Doll, you good?" "Get the chains," she yelled. "We hold it down." They wrapped a chain around the beast's legs while it thrashed like a fire-born serpent. Smoke climbed on top, driving the blade deeper. "Hold it! Hold it!" Tanisha shoved a flare in its gut wound. The creature let out a noise none of them would forget, not in dreams, not in hell, like a whole choir of the dead screaming through torn lungs. Then it stopped, twitching, not dead, but limp. Smoke collapsed beside it, panting. "It's not dead, but it's hurt." Redbone nodded, bleeding from 3 spots. "We drag it, burn the nest, lock this tunnel, trap the bitch where it sleeps." K-Doll didn't say shit. She was staring at the creature's wound, because something moved inside it. Another twitch, a shape inside its belly. No, a shape breaking out. K-Doll screamed, "Back up!" They barely moved before a long black tentacle shot out the gut wound like a frog tongue, snatched Redbone's wrist and yanked him back down. The scream he made was worse than death. Tanisha fired again, slugged to the tentacle. It recoiled, letting go, but it was too late. Redbone's hand was gone. So was his wrist. Bone showed. "Fuck!" he wailed, falling backward. "It's still alive!" Smoke dragged him toward the exit. K-Doll covered them with another flare. Tanisha stayed behind 1 second too long. The creature's mouth twitched again, and it laughed. "Tick, tock," it whispered in Smoke's voice. They ran, bleeding, coughing, 1 flare left between them. They emerged from the tunnel hours later, just as the sun crept over Bent Horn's rotted horizon. Redbone passed out. Smoke collapsed on the ground, his hands still shaking. K-Doll knelt, eyes locked on the storm drain where they'd left the body. "I think it wanted us to come down there," she said. Tanisha spat blood. "Yeah, I think it wanted us to see something." Smoke looked up, his eyes bloodshot and full of rage. "Then next time, we show it something too." K-Doll nodded. "A fucking funeral."